Page 18, Who Built the Ark? At the top of the page, they talk a little bit about hand position, but I find that confusing. It doesn't matter if you're in C position or G position or a combination of whatever. You simply put the hands where the music tells you to put them, and you play the notes. You got to know which keys your fingers are on anyway, so you just don't be making it too complicated. One hand's in C and one hand's in G position. How am I going to do this? You don't even think about it. Just put your hands where the music tells you to and play the notes. Let's look this over. Page and a half long, okay. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time signature. So we're counting to 4 and a quarter notes, good, okay. You have only 2 beats in the first measure, what we call a pickup measure. So there should be another measure somewhere else with 2 beats in it, because altogether it's got to have 4 counts. So the first 2 beats got to be someplace. If you look at the end, at the bottom of page 19, you see a half note. That's beats 1 and 2. And then beats 3 and 4 at the beginning. They take that measure and cut it and split it and put it up here and do all kinds of things. So we're coming in on beat 3. I want to take this one hand at a time to make sure we understand what each hand is doing. In the right hand, comes in the second line, you're here, which puts you in this position. I don't care what you call the position. You call it C position if you want. Okay, I don't care. That just you're here and you're going to play these notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you come up on beat 3. Then on page 19, second line, same thing. Third line, same thing. Oh boy. Fourth line, same thing, big surprise. Okay, so much for the right hand. Left hand, it gets all the fun, finally. You're starting here, so you're down here. So it's 3, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Get it? 2, 3, 4. Make sure at the end of the first line you're resting for 2 counts. And then you get the G and D together. And that's tight, so you can hold it down for 6 counts and then go on. Then I put the hands together. Well, the right hand isn't doing much. You're here. Just the left hand's doing all the second line on page 18. When they play together, these notes go down together, and your left hand's tied. 2. And when I play the C, the right hand comes up. And this is how it is all the way through. The play, and then the left hand, all the way through. And once I have notes and rhythms and the hands working okay, and no hesitations anywhere, a steady beat all the way, and I think about the articulation. Well, they don't give us much. I suggest you connect it. Connect repeated notes, but do the best you can. Just connect it. If you want to lift up between the phrases, then you got to figure out where the phrases are. Well, those are the musical sentences. Well, the first line, that's a phrase, but you get rest. You have to lift up. In the second line, the phrase ends in the last measure with the half note arc here. If you want to lift up before you go on, like taking a breath, that's a new phrase. Then by all means lift up. It's better than connecting them. Because you can read the words and see where the sentences are in the words and use that as your guide as the phrases, and lift up between the phrases in the left hand. In the right hand, connect it as best you can. Then once I have an idea of the articulation I want to use, then I go back and try the dynamics. They put the dynamic under the bottom staff again. I wish they wouldn't do that. You only need one dynamic, and that should be between the staves, and it applies to the melody wherever it is. So mezzo forte is sort of loud, whatever you think that is. And then the second line, now you're loud, but it's in the right hand. The right hand's loud. This come down a little bit. And you're staying loud, because when they give you a dynamic, you keep it until they give you something else. So we're loud now. line, you get your sort of loud back. That's a forte. Come down. And all of this works the same way. You get a loud every time the right hand comes in, and you stay loud until they give you something else. Well, at the end of the second line on page 19, you're loud here. And they gave you another loud for the third line. You don't need that forte. You're already forte. So just play a forte in the right hand. The left hand now has to come back in the background. And you stay loud. And you end it loud. Okay, sort of the dynamics. And then once I do that, then I think about the speed. I say quite fast. Okay. Well, if you're going to sing it, how fast would you sing it? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All the animals came into. The quarter notes will slow it down a little bit, but then the half notes will speed it up. So you have to find one speed between them, because you can't be slowing down and speeding up. It's quite fast. Well, it has to be accurate, so don't go faster than accurate. Now, they also put a repeat sign at the bottom of page 19, and normally you'd repeat one time, which means you play it twice. However, there's a note there to play 3 times, because they got 3 verses here. That means you're going to repeat it twice. See, music can get confusing, because in some music it'll tell you how many times to play it. And other music, it tells you how many times to repeat it. They're not the same. So I'm going to play it 3 times. I'm only going to repeat it twice then, to get in all the verses. Now for this lesson, I'm not going to repeat it all. I'm going to keep the lesson a little shorter. But if at the end of page 19, when you repeat, just keep in mind the beat goes on. That the last measure at the bottom of page 19 is the same measure as at the beginning. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You just keep going and you just repeat and keep going. Now there is a note there saying that the last time you play it, you can get softer and fade away sort of at the end. Here, you can get softer as you go down the last time you play it, because you're loud there. Otherwise, I'll leave that up to you. As I said, for this lesson, I'm only going to play this one time because it's very repetitious. This piece, it's a little bit tricky because of the way they've written it. It doesn't sound quite right. Make sure you put in these natural accents. The natural accent on the first beat of the measure and one on the third beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So these pickup beats sound like pickup beats. Go to here. Go to here. Otherwise, it'll sound like that will sound like the first beat of the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's not correct. It throws it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on that first beat, you may have to exaggerate it for a while, but make sure the first beat of every measure has an accent on it. It sounds off. So make sure that first beat of every measure has got a natural accent, and force it if you have to. Let's play this together very slowly and double check the notes and rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I'm only going to do it one time because it's very repetitious. So I'll give us 2 counts. Ready, go, because we come in on beat 3. Just very slowly. Ready, go. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. 4. Rest, rest. 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 1, 2, 3.